was kind of a theme. So like the first act was about like the pre-show. But let's start talking about the show. Everybody. Does that sound good?
Madam, I didn't even know that. Y'all said, yeah, I didn't know.
Why did that feel like a guidance counselor portion of your day in high school?
Yeah, this is your check-in before you graduate. Some of y'all won't make it.
Well,
there's only 3 of us left, we already know.
Okay, and
Some of us won't
and
make
2
it.
more won't make it, bitch. I can count.
so, anywho, going on to our first question. What lip sync battle was the hardest for you to do? Show was just like, yes, I got it. So what do you say?
So for me, it was weirdly enough, it was both against Maelstrom, and it's honestly only because I didn't know the words enough.
Which was?
Purple Rain was the first one, and then One by Metallica. But One by Metallica was harder because of how I interpreted it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into details. I basically triggered myself. It was like Drag Master Class 1 Horror Challenge all over again for me.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Don't trigger yourself.
Yeah,
Here's the thing though. Sometimes it's worth it for me to get a message across. I'll deal with it later in therapy.
Cool. Okay.
I can see how that was hard because Purple Rain Maelstrom came out here and immediately started crying.
That was my therapy session.
And you didn't know
I
the
didn't know the
words.
words enough. No.
You didn't know the words of this bitch already crying. You're like, oh, she's about to kill me.
I didn't know Maelstrom already started crying until like afterwards. So.
Yeah, Grimace came out here and started crying.
I was thinking about how they took away my shape. It was sad. Since I'm talking, Purple Rain was the hardest one for me. Not because it was like difficult, but because it was my mom's favorite song. My mom passed away about 1.5 years ago. And I had always wanted to perform that song. I love a ballad and I love Prince more. So I've been waiting to do it, and I always promised my mom that I would perform it at a show that she could come to. And when it was assigned, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna cry." And then I did. So that was hard. And now I need therapy.
Now?
Wow.
Now a warning?
Now?
No old gay people in this audience.
I know, I looked
I was
around.
Not a
sad.
single
You,
Micah
yeah,
got it.
Micah laughed.
All of us should leave this building right now.
Anyone else?
I would definitely say that Touch It against Queeve was probably the hardest one for me to do. I am not, when I am performing, I do not try and be sexy very often because I look like a clown hooker from church on the daily. So it was hard for me to like, not necessarily slow things down, but to just like do those different kind of moves that I haven't really done before. But I guess it worked, bitch. I don't know.
You said a clown hooker from church, and I feel offended. There's a hole for every pole, and I've been doing just fine.
Have you heard the good news?
Oh, I know the good news. I passed the book around. I don't know what that means. I've been drinking.
And the hole.
Who's next?
Anyone else?
Funny
enough, even though I lost, I still think I ate Touch It. I don't care. That was a significant.
And you did.
Yeah, you don't.
Look at the video.
A win doesn't equate like, I mean, a loss doesn't equate like I didn't do well at this number.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe you ate, but you didn't eat enough.
And it was very much, the expectation from the judges was higher than what I was giving.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that's a bad look on me.
Shit happens. And now you know like how a different way you can attack it. And if a situation similar comes up, how to do it. Love that.
But wait, no, that's not the one that was hard. The one that was hard actually was Jailhouse Rock. Just because like, I don't listen to men, and he's a man. And it's also a very like campy song, and camp isn't necessarily something that I like do. So I was kind of expecting Callie to take the double. So.
Love. Well, I have a question here for Andrea, and it's really easy. It's nothing too intense. I know we talked. You don't have to answer, but would you like to say why you missed week 3? Love that. I asked.
No, I was in the hospital.
And how are you doing now?
I was doing better.
Good. Yep, you still out here tearing it up. You in the top 3.
Top 3.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
No, I have a genetic predisposition for pneumonia, and I get it every year around this time. So yeah, it was my time to get it.
Well, I commend you for being able to fight it off and then come back the next week and do drag. Because
pain medication and being broke are good motivators. Real good.
Go on, madam.
Oh, it's me. Okay.
Oh.
So, we all saw.
Hey, Shay, sorry.
What?
Shay, can we get some background music? This is real.
It's real silent, real.
Drier than your vagina, mama.
I told you I hit the first round of questions, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up, ho. You won't cast an access, I won't cast a district. I fight, ho.
I will be leaving set.
You ain't gotta go nowhere. You got next week to try and win. But for now, it's you and me against the world. Whenever you're ready, Shay, just something real, something. Do you know the way to sing this? Yes, bitch. Go ahead, madam.
She's having her moment.
Answer your question. I feel like, oh yeah, she
Answer my
look like Wendy Williams. Go ahead.
So, we all saw what happened on the stage, but I want to know what happened backstage. Ooh, Were the interactions good?
Were the vibes high?
Were the vibes high? Were there any fights?
I would like to start out by saying Shosho is the Jewish auntie that all of us needed. She literally would be like, she was giving us she was like, you need hairspray? You need weed blood? She literally, what was it, second or third week, made a fire homemade soup because they were sick. You were what?
So far I've been sick, and my mom had leftover homemade chicken soup in the fridge. I said, I'll take this to fire to the shitty Campbell's. Fuck Campbell's.
So y'all were just friends the whole time?
Everyone got along?
Well, that's what the question is.
Talk about it. Why weren't you friends?
We were friends to each other's faces, but
Okay.
there was definitely opinions and stuff that went on when people weren't present.
Like what?
I
Say it.
thought that I'm about to. Fury specifically, this was disagreements I had with you. I felt like every week there was always something like super negative you were focusing on, and it kind of felt like to me it sounded like you thought that people just personally did not like what you were doing on stage. And I don't know, it was just kind of hard to be around sometimes. Like, I don't know. It was a lot of negativity.
I mean, that's fair. The first week was like really frustrating for the both of us, and so I was like already on one with that. And then going into the second week, I was pretty fine for the most part until it's hard when I go into a competition with the mindset of how competition is supposedly laid out. Because like with the fact that I've done pageantry, you go to a pageant, they have a whole pamphlet. They tell you what they are looking for, what the criteria is, what the whole thing. And so I'm like, okay, and I go into it and I've done well. But with every time that I've done like a competition where like it's starting off, it has its things, the judges are looking for different things, and it's also personal biases. It's everybody has them, that is not their fault. But it really stinks because I'm going into it with like, the focus is lip syncing, but 70% of everything I'm being told has to do with a lot of like my look or with the way I moved, and I understand that performance plays into it, but when I am in a lip sync competition and I need lip sync criteria sort of critiques, when 80% of it I feel is not useful to what I'm doing in this moment, well, if it wasn't about the lip sync as much, then why was I focusing so hard on it? Because I would have focused more on just being entertaining and having my mouth not show at certain points and had key points showing it, because I was told it's a lip sync competition, and I really focused hard on that, and I just felt like my efforts would have been better if I would have just focused on performing as a whole, because I'm used to performing in the competitions that we have where it was just all together.
And I also want to know, I know you have like some personal struggles going on too, so I do want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, so one of the things that was said, and I understand, like, you have to leave your grievances at the door in order to like make sure to get on stage. But it was really hard for me to even want to be here. Like, I have my own financial struggles, I have my own physical struggles, but I'm a very private person, truly. For the longest time, most people didn't even know what my name is, me as a person, and I've kept that personal to me because that lets me know who is in my inner circle. But I did this competition for a different reason than everyone else, because everybody did it because they want to win. And I do want to win. I would not get into a competition I did not want to win. I would not put the money I have into it. But I also did it because I wanted to prove something to myself. I want to do better every time. And I, at one point, was like, this is taking away, I take off of work early and I'm missing out on money to be here. And I felt like early on, I already am discouraged. And yet, we had a third week, and even if I won both my challenges, knew that I could not make it to the semifinals, and I was sick, and I still came because I thought it would be worse for me to not be here, even though not being here probably would have been really good on my mental health, because I wanted to show that I don't give up, even when the odds are already against me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Those are personal grievances that you went through to be in this competition. Everyone else has things that happen to them, and you all know what you're signing up for when you even say, I want to do this, or yes, I will do this. What makes it just, to me personally, I don't know what that accent was, to me personally, it feels like you're raising your trials above everyone else's. So
It wasn't going into it that was the issue. It was when I got to the last week. So I came into the last week and knew full well that even if I win both my challenges, there is no way to make it in the semifinals, and that's fine. Which means whether I came or not didn't matter to my personal outcome. But I was really sick. Like, I should not have been doing it, because then the next day I had to take a half day, and I was off of work for a day and a half. And I'm not saying my trials are above everyone else's. I'm just saying that I came into this wanting to get more out of it, and instead I didn't get as much out of it as I would have liked, and had I known that coming through it that I wouldn't have gotten as much out of it for my own personal growth and my drag, then I would not have done it.
Can I jump in? I'm so sorry. Sorry. Hey. Hi. I did not have any personal bias when I was judging the competition. Let me finish. I'll let you finish. I'm just gonna finish what I gotta say, and then you can sit. Sorry. Hey. Hi, it's Jay. Sorry, out of drag. I do think, however, some of the things that were happening, like, you didn't know all of the songs 100%, and there were moments where your wig was falling off or costume pieces were kind of distracting from what the performance was. So even if it was focused on the lip sync, that's also a part of the performance for me personally. So when I'm watching that and I'm seeing somebody kind of delivering above you, not because I have a bias towards them, and you're losing your wig and you don't know the words to the song, that kind of distracts it from me. So, and I also feel like at the same time, if you had those feelings, you could have came and talked to either one of us. Our doors were open. I think I talked to some people a lot, and I would have been able to give you more of that, but I don't want you to walk away from this and feel like anybody had any ill will against you, or there was favoritism towards somebody else.
I think I might be using bias
based off of the performance.
Maybe not the right word. I didn't think you had a personal bias against me. I didn't think anybody had a personal.
you're okay.
It's not a personal. I didn't think you were picking on me. That's not what I mean. I just mean preconceived notions, or God.
But you're, no shade, but you're one of the first people to ever book me. So I'm serious. So I will always have respect for you, and I know what you can do as a performer.
Well, for one thing, I don't think for any of the results of most of the things that I lost that I disagreed with. The only one I honestly disagreed with, but not because they did bad, was when we both didn't know it. I didn't realize, and you came up to me and it made me happy for you and upset for me. But when you were yeah, I just once I lost it, you kind of goofed around when we did the Eminem song, and I was okay, awesome. They were more entertaining than me, but I felt maybe we knew the words equally. I don't know that. Maybe they hit more words than me, and they
Can I
did great.
I think that overall, I won't say that you put struggle over our struggles, whatever. There was one thing that you said that really stuck out to me. Is I didn't take out of it what I expected, but if you knew that you didn't know words to songs, how can you expect to gain anything other than what you put into it? When you and saying that judges have biases. They do. But the thing is, they were paid to be a judge. You might hate a judge. You do pageantry. I do pageantry. Like, it's one of those things, it's like there's always something that you're going to hate. There's always going to be something you disagree with. At the end of the day, life happens outside of the stage, and when it hits the stage, they're judging what they see, not your story. It's not a TV show.
Right. But what I'm saying is I wish I didn't want to be the person to drop. Because,
Well, yeah.
but I'm saying is my personal stuff after a while before we got in the rest of this competition, I really tried to push down and do it because I felt like if I did it, that would be better than if I dropped, and I didn't want to seem unprofessional.
Understood. Now for this, we're gonna do one more question of this round and then we'll move on. I have been a judge now in 2 different competitions, and that was fun. Hated every, ooh, if you know, you know. Last reunion we had here, I was the topic of contention, and I left the room. I know, right? Now, being that they had an opportunity to critique and talk about the judges, do you all have anything you want to say about the judges? Critiques you want to give to the judges, or it's just comments? Not necessarily, and keep them fun, keep them light, because we're not trying to start no shit, because at the end of the day, we all work in this community, and I want to make sure that I'm y'all's friends. I mean, with 2 of our main cast judges here, Jay the Doll and Champagne Bordeaux.
Made that 3.
3? Who's the 3rd? Oh yeah, and AJ. No, don't do that. She does everything. She produces, she produced, she hosts, and judge. I couldn't remember which one she was this time. What y'all got to say? Anything, any comments or concerns for the judges?
Y'all bitching up here. But I've done other competitions and I don't know why. I know, girl. It's okay. I do it for fun. I don't do it for the win.
Good for you, because you have fun.
I do be having fun. But what was that thing you look?
That's so me, bitch. That's so me. I know how elevated you are, sis.
But no, other competitions, I feel like the judges were almost like picking at us in a fun way. But this competition, I feel like they were very strict, very to the point, but the critiques made sense. Like, it wasn't very like out of the bloom, like, okay, I know I didn't know my words, so I got clocked on that. My outfit wasn't tea, so I got clocked on that. Like, the critiques kind of make sense, for me at least. Like, I thought they were truthful, they were honest, and if y'all didn't like it, you didn't like it, bitches, the fuck.
Hey! Okay. Period, Joshua.
I mean, I thought the judging was overall good. I enjoyed my judges. But like, besides like little drama things that happen like every now and again, this is the first judges panel, like permanent judges panel, that I have felt like, oh, you do want me to win. Not in like a biased way, but you want you want to find that. It's like being
they want to see the best out of you.
Right, you want that to be the fit. And I really appreciated that.
Got a strong ass clap. God damn.
I will say, I'm gonna tread very lightly.
Say what you say.
But I sort of tying back into what Fire was saying during the previous question. I think that inherently in every person, especially at the end of the day, we are all entertainers. We've worked in shows together before and will again after this. We all have our own idea of what a lip sync performance is and what exactly we are looking for. That doesn't mean that there's any sort of bias there. It's more of everybody, like, there's no one definition. So coming into the competition, there was a bit of a different expectation, at least to me, of what a lip sync is versus now coming out of the competition and going into that top. I would approach if we were doing the lip syncs next week at the very beginning of the competition, I would approach them completely differently. But I think that there is a certain strength in listening to the critiques and adapting to exactly what they are looking for and showing that versatility.
Has your new approach that you're going into drag with, are you changing it simply for and because of the competition, and are you just going to go back to your normal, or are you going to take from this and grow from it?
No, I'm absolutely taking in the critiques and growing from it, and I definitely, performing outside of the competition it's a little uncomfortable to try and change your idea of what a performance is, especially when people have been telling you for however long, oh, you're great at what you do. So switching it has been odd and uncomfortable, but I've been sitting in that a sort of uncomfortable feeling and growing with it and learning from it. There are a couple of things where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing my stunty, death drop rolls, all of that. And because that, in a club setting, when you wanna make the money, that's sort of what you do. But in a lip sync specific competition, sort of changing your approach, I think has helped me a lot in growing inside of this competition and also outside of it.
Love. Anyone else? Any like critiques or comments you have for the judges down here?
I got something to say to Miss Champagne. We need to talk about last week, Miss Ma'ams. You talking about I look like an old ass bitch on stage? You know how embarrassing that shit was?
Champagne.
Hold on, we're right here.
Control girl.
So really, honestly, it came out in the heat of the moment of what I said about your costume. But honestly, you're 24?
I'm 28.
Oh, well, damn, I didn't know you was that old.
Champagne!
I take back my whole comment now, and I apologize for you dressing your age. How about that?
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna get any better than that. That's round 2, everybody. Thank you all for coming out here with us.
Yes, so this was the end of round